A multi-agency investigative focus has shifted to at least 10 banks that were used as conduits of the alleged multi-billion shilling scandals in NYS and the Ruaraka land saga, detectives probing how millions of shillings were wired into the suspects' bank accounts and withdrawn almost immediately.
In the NYS saga, we saw instances of monies to the tune of 100 million being withdrawn within 2 days. With the Ruaraka case, we have seen about 250 million being withdrawn within 3 days.
For example, part of the 1.5 billion shillings paid to Afrisons and Hewlands Limited as compensation for the 13.5-acre parcel of land in Ruaraka, where two public institutions, Ruaraka Secondary School and Drive-In Primary School, are built, is stashed beyond the country's borders, raising the red flag.
Because the monies have been dispersed. Some of it has gone to Mauritius. We are insisting that we need a thorough investigation so that the case is complete.
In the NYS saga, where at least 8 billion shillings is alleged to have been siphoned through payments to shadowy companies, 10 banks are being investigated for allowing key suspects to withdraw huge sums of money without alerting the Central Bank of Kenya on the suspicious transactions. CBK had 2 years ago instructed banks to flag out any unusual transactions and require account holders to disclose the source and destination of withdrawals of above 1 million shillings to tame the wave of money laundering.
Is there something happening in regard to the banks? Because I think, they need to be put to account also.
So we've set up a team to look at how some of these monies were withdrawn and moved. Because the biggest problem is once the cash withdrawal is done, then we don't know how they're dispersed and how they're used.
The DPP disclosing to the Senate Legal Affairs Committee that detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations and National Intelligence Service spies were also closing in on bank managers and tellers who facilitated the massive cash withdrawals in the NYS and Ruaraka land scams.
Are you investigating the banks on the aspect of failure to report huge withdrawals, or you are investigating the banks for allowing customers to withdraw huge amounts of money?
My conclusion is that there must be conspiracy between them and the public officials involved in corruption. Because otherwise, such withdrawals would not be occurring.
Bank accounts of top NYS scandal suspects have been frozen to block any withdrawal of funds alleged to have been looted. The fight against mega corruption, according to DPP, can only be won if only prosecutable cases are presented in court with watertight evidence, a feat that can only be achieved if all the agencies work together and end the tough wars. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.